Dennis, we've spoken about the financial and the legal elements of family law. How important to you is it that your clients can maintain a respectful and reasonable relationship through the whole process, I guess particularly when kids are involved in it?
Yeah, certainly, Greg, that's what we aim to achieve. Obviously, people come to us with problems, sometimes in an emotional state, and bearing in mind it's due to a relationship breakdown. Obviously, there is unhappiness as part of the spectrum that we have to deal with. But for most, if not all of our clients, the best result is one which enables them to continue to have an ongoing relationship with their ex-partner, to be able to communicate with each other about kids. Sometimes they have commercial interests or business interests or property interests that can't simply be severed and go their separate ways, and the ability to be able to talk to each other is something that I value as something I should be trying to help them preserve. It's not always possible, but quite often we're able to achieve results that enable people to continue to be civil to each other even if they can't live together anymore.
I was going to ask you to just look back over your professional career, your background, whatever, but something relevant to what we were just talking about is that you've been very involved in establishing Relationships Australia here in Canberra.
I was president of Relationships Australia, and prior to that a vice president for many years, and during my time as president we established a mediation service which is very successful. I've also been president of the Law Society, I've been president of the Legal Aid Commission for 5 years, and maintained an interest in counselling and mediation as well as legal aid issues over the whole of my career, really, because I started in legal aid back in '75 when Lionel Murphy kicked it off. I've also been for the last 12 years the executive member of the Law Council's Family Law Committee, which meets 4 times a year. In that capacity I've appeared before Senate committees and Senate enquiries. I've made submissions, attended meetings with the Attorney General and his officers, and kept at the forefront of changes to the law. A few of the changes to the law have happened at my instigation, and I'm quietly proud of that too. But it all enables me to bring a fairly detailed knowledge of what the Family Law Act and the courts are all about in this area, and hopefully that benefits my clients.
Very nice that you can do all of that and yet still have space, and I say this in the most genuine sense, to be here in the office and still seeing clients, many of whom it's a long relationship you've been involved with, Dennis.
I decided some time ago that I was not going to seek a judicial appointment, that you've got to go to work every day if you're a judge, and you're booked up for 12 months in advance, so I'm quite comfortable with what I do, and I enjoy it, and can't see myself stopping for quite a while to come.
Can I ask you, still taking on new clients personally?
Absolutely. Every day, virtually, I've got a new client to see. I try and delegate the running of matters as much as possible to minimise the expense for the client, because frankly my cost is higher than most of the other lawyers who work here. But I maintain overall supervision of all my cases, and I think that works pretty well.
In a general sense, in family law, is it fair to say that you get what you pay for to a certain extent, Dennis?
It's just amazing to me to see the not only people who try and act for themselves and botch it up, but frankly non-specialist lawyers who do a poor job for their clients. It's the adage that you don't repair your own car and you shouldn't run your own family law case, certainly not without taking some advice. So a lot of our clients are able to handle aspects of their own matter, but based on the advice we've given them. But if you're going to end up in court, or if you are in a court case, then you've got a fool for a client if you act for yourself. It's an old legal adage, and I think it's pretty true.
I think the fact of the matter too is that not every case can avoid going to court, Dennis.
No, it's inevitable. There are some cases that are just hard decisions that judges acknowledge are very difficult to make. People, for example, who want to move away from Canberra for family circumstance, remarriage, and inevitably want to take their children with them, and those are almost insoluble where both parents want to maintain their relationship. So interestingly enough, Canberra seems to be the focus for a lot of those sort of disputes. We call them relocation disputes. Superannuation is at the forefront of many of our cases in Canberra. We have a lot of expertise in that area, and the intricacies of the law and the complexity of it now is really beyond most lay people to be able to understand. So a lot of cases end up in court despite the desire of everybody involved to try and resolve it, because it's very hard to predict an outcome in some cases.
I guess it's a journey that all of us plan not to take, but unfortunately many of us do. I think if I had to take that journey, I'd feel comfortable with you guiding me along the way, Denis.
Thanks very much, Greg.